Hey guys, how you all doing? What we're going to cover very quickly now, guys, is accumulating the whole week, okay? So if you haven't watched any of the other videos I've done, this one is the most important to watch, all right? Because we're going to put this into a graph and we're hopefully going to get you understanding things. Now, one of the biggest things I hear of people is they don't think they need to count calories. Guys, that's utter shit, all right? You've got to count your calories. You can't lose weight consistently if you don't count your calories. There's loads of crazy methods out there, guys, but the only one that works every single day is counting your calories. If you don't count your calories, it's like getting in your car without a fuel gauge. You wouldn't do it because you don't know when that car is going to break down. And it's the same for counting calories for your body, guys. If you don't do it, then you're just letting yourself down. All right. So for the purpose of today, guys, we're going to put this into a graph. Okay. So to make it easier, the first part of the puzzle is BMR. Okay. So you've got your base metabolic rate. That is how many calories you burn on a daily basis just to stay alive. All right. So if you imagine you woke up today, you stayed in bed for 24 hours, and you didn't move, how many calories your body actually consumes in order to keep itself alive. All right. So that's your breathing, your respiratory rate, your heart, your blood pressure, everything inside your body requires energy to maintain itself. That's your BMR. So your BMR is influenced, guys, by, your age, your height, your weight, whether you're doing the menopause, before or after the menopause, high or low functioning thyroid. There's loads of things that go into the BMR, guys, but as a daily basis, there's not really much you can do about your BMR. But what we covered in earlier lessons, guys, you can manipulate your BMR by getting more muscle density, all right? So by lifting weights, having more muscle inside the body, you will increase your BMR calorie burn just by having more muscle inside the body. But what we're going to do, guys, today, we're going to keep the figures really easy so they're easy to understand. So we're going to say today, right, your BMR is going to be 1,000 calories. Okay, so the BMR is here, and that is 1,000 calories. So today, just to stay alive, if you did nothing else at all, you would burn 1,000 calories. Right, the next piece of the puzzle, guys, is all about your physical activity level. All right, now, guys, with the physical activity level, it's really important to try and be as accurate as you can. All right, so I've heard some crazy figures thrown around inside the gym, that people think they burn anything between 400 and 1,000 calories per hour inside the gym, and they burn 1,000 calories by walking a mile. It's simply not true, guys. You've got to be accurate with the number of calories that you are burning. What I suggest people do is treat everything they do as a physical activity as an exercise. All right, now an example, if you always go for a walk during your lunch break, okay, so say for instance, every lunch break, you go for a 1 mile walk. Track it, guys, okay? Most people out there got an Apple Watch or a Garmin. Track it as an activity and work out how many calories you burn doing it, okay? You've only got to do this for a couple of weeks, guys, because most of us are creatures of habit. Once you've done it for a couple of weeks, you will know how many calories you're burning on a daily basis. So if you go to the gym, track how many calories you actually burn in an hour. If you go for a run, track how many calories you burn in an hour. If you go for a walk, track how many calories. If you're walking from your car to your work, track the calories, guys, all right? Try and be specific and try and get it right. You only got to do it for a couple of weeks. So let's keep the numbers nice and easy today, guys, your physical activity level, okay? So that's the next part of the puzzle. And let's call that, for today's purpose, 500 calories, all right? So you burn 500 calories for your walk into work, your walking back from work, your walk after work, your gym session, whatever you're going to do, we'll call that 500 calories today to keep the numbers easy. The next thing you've got then, guys, is the thermogenic effect of food. All right, so everything you eat, it takes energy to break it down. Okay, your digestive system accounts for about 10% of total calories burnt throughout the day. We can increase this, guys, by eating more protein in our diet. All right, but it's not something really you've got great control over. So we're going to call this number 200 calories, okay? Just for ease of numbers, guys. And then the next one then is your involuntary movements, stuff you don't even realize you're doing, like picking your nose, biting your nails, playing with your hair, stroking your face. Whatever it is, guys, every single movement your body make burns calories, okay? So for the purpose today, we're going to keep this simple and we're going to call this 50 calories. So once we know these numbers, guys, all right, we've got great power now over our diet. Because whether you like the answer or not, you now know on this occasion here, 1,750 calories. You now know that if you eat above 1,750 calories, you are going to gain weight, okay? Because you are consuming more energy than you're actually burning off, all right? If you're a car, you've put more fuel in than you needed for that journey. So you will be heavier at the end of it. But you also know that if you subtracted calories from that number, you will be lighter, okay? Because your body has to take energy from fat or other sources in order, okay, to get the energy it needs. Because if your car, if you were driving 50 miles and you only put enough fuel in for 40 miles, you would break down. Your body is a lot better than your car because your body's got fat reserves it can take from so you don't break down, okay? So what we're going to cover very briefly now, guys, is a way to manipulate these numbers, all right? So there's not much you can do about your BMR, guys. Your BMR is set, okay? The thermogenic effect of food, you can add a bit more calories to that by eating a more protein-dense diet. And the non-voluntary movement, okay, you don't even know you're doing that, so there's not much you can do about it, all right? So there's one thing we can play with, which is your physical activity level, okay? This is the big part. Now, you could, for instance, be on a 1,750 calorie a day, and you could be losing weight, but you're starving all the time, all right? You're pissing yourself off because you're hungry all the time. Well, we can simply increase this number, guys, okay? Your physical activity level. You could do a number of different things. You could train for an extra 20 minutes inside the gym. You could go for an extra hour walk after work. You could, take the stairs instead of the elevator. There's many different ways that we can increase our physical activity level, okay? And then we get to eat more calories. Now, when it comes to losing weight, guys, once you know this number here, it's power, like I said. You are now in direct control of your results because it's taken your excuses away, all right? So what we do on this one now then, guys, all right? So what we find inside the gym and what I find with people I train online is they over-exaggerate this number, okay? They over-exaggerate their physical activity level. And for the first couple of weeks, they may not lose any weight or they may even gain because this level here, if you don't track it, you can wildly get that number wrong. So what we do, guys, so let's call this number 2,000 calories, all right, to keep things simple. So you're eating 2,000 calories every day. You're being specific and you're being honest. Because if you're not honest, guys, you're only cheating yourself because the reality is no one else gives a shit, all right? So we're going to call that an easy number, 2,000 calories. If you're eating 2,000 calories, you're being honest with yourself and you're still not losing weight, okay? So let's say on this occasion, you've been eating 2,000 calories for the last fortnight and you're just maintaining, okay? So your weight is the same today as what, same in 2 weeks' time as what it was today. All we simply do with this now, guys, because we are tracking this number and we're being honest, subtract 500 calories, okay? So you bring that down to 1,500 calories per day. Weigh yourself in a week, you should be losing weight, all right? If you're not losing weight, bring it down again, until which point you are losing a pound a week consistently. Now, guys, we never want to aim for more than a pound a week, all right? If you get more than a pound a week, it's a bonus. But a pound a week, guys, is achievable and it's repeatable, all right? You can easily hit a pound a week by subtracting 500 calories from your diet. It's not going to piss you off too much and you're going to be able to repeat it next week. The biggest problems I find with people, guys, is when they drop the calories too low. Yep, sure enough, you lose weight faster, but it's not maintainable. It's not repeatable because at some point you're starving yourself. You get so fed up with being on such a calorie restricted diet that it has a reverse effect that you binge and then it goes straight back on. It demotivates you and you lose the plot. The goal here, guys, is to eat as much food as possible and to lose weight. All right, it's not to lose it as fast as you can. It's to lose it over a long period of time and keep it off. Not lose it over a short period of time and put it back on. So guys, I really hope this demonstration, okay, is valuable to you. Because if you follow this, guys, if you follow this, it's going to take away all your excuses and it's going to get you all the results you want. Guys, good luck on your journey. Take care.